I think like I think the problem is like when you're like lunatic mode is fun but it really favors like whoever's faster, you know, who has like a larger spread, right? Because when it gets into like the game threes, the game fours, the fives and six, it's like well, you need to like go really deep into your bag, you know? All right, so we're going into game number one between Hazmare and KJ here. Now, pre-bans from Hazmare are going to be Harsetti and Ilanav, and KJ is going to go with the Zeo Harsetti pre-ban here, not wasting any pre-bans and immediately locking in the Renak for KJ side here. Now, typically we're going to see an FCC come out as it will be one of the best mitigation knights versus Renak here. So that's exactly what Hazmare locks in, and Balasarunka is available, so naturally we're going to take those two away, which are the hardest counters for Renak's playstyle. Now, we're most likely going to see a Dragon King Sharoon come out on 3 with the Firelytic on 2, right? Which is a very, very popular follow-up right now. I'd almost say it's almost like kind of flowcharty, but we'll see how Hosmeri responds here, right? I think Designer a little bit has been really good in this tournament so far. Locked on 3 versus this kind of matchup, since like if they do any pushback, Litica does that S2, S3 chain, you have the ability of kind of stopping it, right? So I think like in this spot at Hosmeri, you can do something like Designer a little bit on 3 to guarantee a cleanser on 3, and then you can pick some form of like combat readiness manipulation to kind of stop the Litica from S3, S2, S3 chaining you, right? Even though you already have the Arunka, you need to be careful because if they ban FCC and you don't have any of that combat readiness cut, they can just overwhelm you with damage, right? And they can just like ban FCC, kill the Arunka, and then the rest of the team just dies the cascade, right? So he actually goes for Ufine on 3 for the guaranteed combat readiness manipulation, which is fine. It's kind of interchangeable. And so we'll see how Hosmeri actually responds here. Like, okay, he goes with Lone Wolf Paver here as his cleanser. So most likely we've seen it already this tournament on Sweet Miracle. Would Moon Bunny be troll? Moon Bunny might not be troll. I mean, I don't know. Like, you could always give it a try, but I'm not sure how, like, because the fixed damage would still go through Moon Bunny, right? So, like, even though you get skill null for the next hit, Cascade from Sharoon is another 4K that goes through the skill null, right? So it's not super good. I think like Ufine, Designer a little bit, Holiday, Ufine are all pretty good options on 3, and 4. Those are pretty interchangeable, I would say. Based on like the 3 days of RTA for like a total of like 20 something hours that I played versus Renak and Litica, that's probably like the best response. And KJ goes for MLTU on 4, which makes sense, right? Because there's only one combat readiness impact here, which is Ufine. So if you're building TU at like 170 speed, it's going to cut no matter what, right? Because it pushes 100 CR. So it goes 340 basically, right? So KJ also locks in the Spirit Eye Celine, which is kind of like going to be like anchoring his draft versus Hazmare, right? So in this spot, it's very challenging to try to pick because if you pick Elvira, you're kind of down to pick. If you go Seafan the Politis, it gets outspeed, it doesn't really offer anything, and you also just die because he can just ban. He basically has freedom to ban whatever, right? Um, Trying to get into RTA would Renak be someone I'd like to have on my fastest set? Yes. Okay, so Hazamari locks in the Amiki. I don't I don't hate it. I can see it. Like I can see the win condition from Cajun and not ban it though, because like Emo Shroom can always just stun it, right? After it procs. Is Tae really important if you don't have yes. Cam in the way. Oh shit, I'll just turn off my cam. Sorry guys. I'll just keep that shit off. It's useless anyway. Oh gentlemen, here we go. Okay, so KJ is obviously taking the first turn here with Litica S2. Not going to be able to S3 right away though, but the renewed will push his team forward, and Spirit Eye Sealing does not have a buff. That means he's not going to be able to Nimble Sword on turn 1. As we've seen, it is going to be on the hostess of the banquet, so she is going to press that S3 to provide immortality for the entire team, and Sharoon is going to be able to do an S3 here to push back the entire team. Now, something that's really important to pay attention to is if this unbuffable sticks on the boss Arunka. If the unbuffable doesn't stick on the boss Arunka, then what you're gonna run into an issue is basically you're not that little emote. S3 goes. It doesn't push back. Okay. Okay, so there's defense break. He did not push back the FCC though, so FCC is going to be able to throw some buffs back on her turn. Now Taeyu is going to go for the S3, gets the defense break onto Ufine and on the FCC. S1 is for sure going to kill the Arunka here most likely, and it does. Now FCC is about to strip and throw a ton of Deepas back. However, KJ does have Spirit Eye Celine on ER, so this is most likely going to resist the FCC here. And it does, just as we expected, and it actually crit, so this removes the skill nullifier off of the FCC here. And, I mean, if you're KJ, like, you are in a super comfortable spot, right? Because that Sharoon can always just Soulburn stun the ae-KARINA and control it the entire game. Not getting defense break is pretty bad, but S1 onto the Yuffie is still going to kill here no matter what. Headshot. And now Spirit Eye Celine does have the S1. She's not going to Soulburn it to not risk getting hit by the ae-KARINA here. And we're most likely going to see a Soulburn S1 from Sharoon onto the ae-KARINA for the winning play here, just to guarantee she doesn't get a counter when Lytica's defense broken here. Okay, and it actually got resisted. Damn. Alright, so if ae-KARINA counters here, she is attacked down, but Lytica's on renewed will, so it's going to be a target for the ae-KARINA to kill. Okay. Now remember, if he does go for any kills though, Spirit Eye Celine is... Well, I like that play. He goes for the S1 provoke on the Sharoon, so it can't Soulburn S1, right? Because Soulburn S1 basically like gives it a higher chance of stunning. Lytica S1 lands one bleed, not enough to break the barrier though.
Maybe depends on the Celine.
Now he can Soulburn here. There it is. It gets more souls. Counter. So he can Soulburn S1 again here. Like he could literally just go for the play, go for the win here. Soulburn S1 and then Soulburn S1 with Sharoon stun. And I think that's the play he's gonna go for here if this procs it to 1 HP. There it is. S3 for immortality. Okay. And then Sharoon's gonna be able to Soulburn S1 here, go for the stun. Resist! Oh my god, this might be a disaster. This might be a disaster. This can turn into an ae-KARINA 1v4 now. Does it strip? It stripped the immortality though. Oh wait, he's dead. Oh, he's dead. He stripped the immortality. It's over.
He didn't take the turn, so.
Oh man.
That's it. And that is it. Gomiami would have a better chance at dealing with it, just because of his gear and also the amount of damage he brings.
All right, Luna not pre-ban here. He actually goes for the Mort LRK pre-ban, and KJ goes for the Blue Para and SPP pre-ban here, taking it away from Hazamare.
Sigurd Scythe proc to keep her in the game.
Yep. Pre-ban's added. Oh!
Oh, okay.
Who is this in the pit?
Now KJ is gonna go for Fire Flan here. I think he's gonna play really high tempo here, and immediately KJ goes for the Fire Flan and the Wanderer Silk here, not giving any respect to the New Moon Luna here.
Who's this lady in Hazamare's side?
Now, obviously, like KJ is a really fast player, right? And there's still a lot of openers that are available. So he's saying, you know what? You pick Luna, that's fine. You can be fast, but I'm going to become faster, right? And he locks in that 14. So if Hazamare overcommits here, KJ can always run away, right? So
getting a decline in pick rates, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Still very strong. Still very high in the pre-ban.
Extremely strong, yeah.
As you can see, Mort, Last Rider Crowd, Pair Up, ML Politis added to the pre-bans, and also all the units used in the previous game also not allowed.
I'll have to increase my
Oh, we are
wow. And Hazamare says, I'm not backing down. I'll go. Oh my god, he has Sid geared. Hazamare locks in the Fire Shuri with the Elagos on 3 to guarantee an opener, and KJ not backing down, slamming the Sid on 3 with the Fire Surin. Oh my days. We are in for a race, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a race. Now, Hazamare actually has a little bit of an upper hand here, because if he can find some picks that can let him solo, maybe something like a Fire Kairon. I mean, the odds are okay with Fire Kairon here.
Going through the list of 300 plus.
G-Clef, if you look at his glasses close enough, we can see what he's scrolling through, I think.
Yes.
Is this an exhibition match now? Yeah, it
He
is.
wanted to pick Lilius, but not this time.
Ah, okay.
No cap, I'm running away here as Haza. Like, I would just go Fire Kairon +1 and just say fuck it. Like, I'm gonna let him get the first turn, and I'll just win on the 4-5, right? Ban last. That's good.
Oh, ML haste.
Okay.
K-Ron.
We're saying
K-Ron.
now that, you know.
K-Ron and we win. K-Ron and we win. K-Ron and we win.
Really?
No!
Okay, we're taking that a little bit. We pivoted away. I think we
Bro,
realized
it's
we
Blood
can't
Moon
win this
Haze
speed battle.
K-Ron into a GG.
Let me get a little tank, a little beef on the back line so I can survive this.
Okay, so Hazamari basically says, you know what? You're going first. I'll let you have it,
Knock
right?
all the monk.
And
Also, you don't
I'm
see quite as
basically
often
just going to
as
pick two
you
units that
used
can anchor my
used to get
draft and
almost
try to
50
solo your
units.
entire team, right?
Now I
Because
think there are
Verizon's Resolve on
two
3F
options
or
out
like
there. Still
a
very
Blood Moon
good,
Haze S3
still push back.
S3 can just like kill one of his units even without Blood Aura, right? So obviously Hazamari is going to go for the knockout ban because it's going to deny the Blood Moon Haze passive and also the Dragon Bright Senya passive. And now, I mean, Hazamari might have a chance here. We'll see. Now remember, Elagos is stealth, right? So he doesn't have to put Elagos in the back, right? He can put Luna in the back with Dragon Bright Senya protecting it, right? So the odds are not terrible. The odds are not terrible on Hazamari's side.
Luna can also provide a lot of debuff. Here we go. Game number 2. Gomyangmi in the lead.
RNL.
1-0.
Yep, no surprise.
So he's gonna have to go for
CR bar
like
in terms of
Shuri
who goes
or
first,
maybe
Assassin
like proc
Sid
Flan, right?
taking charge.
So this will proc Sashi
Fuck that
Satani's
Shuri.
for KJ to get the 16% speed push.
Easily done. Got the buffs
And
in.
now Wanderer Silk does have
That
immunity
follow-up
here,
CR,
so
we
he
got the
can go for
Wanderer Silk
S2. He could go for
activated.
S1 with a natural with Fire Flan here.
And I believe this
And he
Silk
goes for the
Elagos is
natural hit with
from,
Fire
exclusive
Flan.
equipment. So he starts the battle with it.
And Fire Flan's gonna go for the S3 onto this Dragon Bright Senya here. Is this gonna be enough damage for this Fire Senya, or this Dragon Bright Senya to die here though?
Immunity.
With an S1?
The damage delivered.
Damage
And it's
found
not
out
enough.
Surin.
It's not enough.
Not enough to kill her
So
though.
Hazamari is gonna go
Here
for
we
the
go, we
S3
got
with
Elagos with the
Elagos
hit
onto the
chance.
Fire Flan here.
Bam on flame.
Boom. It doesn't kill though.
Doesn't kill,
However,
though.
Luna does have S2 available here. She is
You have the Luna.
23.6k.
You have the
This is
Luna,
going to
so
do
we're
a
gonna
ton
push
of
the
damage
S2
here and
clear.
proc the Elagos here. Guarantees the kill. Elagos going to move.
Knocked her out, and then
S2
we get that
procs,
suitcase bomb
kills
right
the
into
Wanderer Silk headshot, brings it back to a
24,000
3v2,
damage.
and
With a little
KJ
extra
is
on
not
top.
going to be able to have enough damage, and it's Holy
Holy
Sacrifice on the Dragon by Senya,
So how
and that is
That
going to
is
be
the-
a GG.
Yeah, that's too
Bringing
much meat
one
to go
game
through.
back to Hazamari, bringing it
That's
back to
one
a
more
1-1,
And a quick
pushing it
sack
over to a
required
game
for Gomyangmi,
3.
So that's 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so now can use all the spirit imprints that you
All
just
right, so
used.
Cage is going to ban Briar and Fire
Litica,
Litica here,
and
so we're not going to see those
Bossarinka.
anymore. And Renok, Bossarinka are
Renek.
banned by Hazamari.
Who are you people?
And Celine.
Now, Spirit Eye Celine is going to
No
be picked up by
surprises here.
KG here.
So
One of his
strong.
pocket picks this tournament has been paying really good dividends with the 200 ER build.
Up with me?
Payra.
Hazamari not wasting any time, going with the Lone Wolf Payra into the Fallen Cecilia pick
Very strong.
on 2.
Without the spirit
Good
imprints.
foundation, especially.
Oh yes, oh certainly yes. All those dark heroes. Plus, might be going for a Hua-Young. I can kind of feel it from Hazama.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
You're expecting the Hua-Young to come out this one?
I'm getting the feels. What about you, Car?
I'm not sure yet. Against Gomyangmi, especially with
All
how
right,
much damage
so
you can pump out with like this.
KJ
Spirit Eye
goes for
Celine.
Helion Lua into
Could be
Aras.
decent,
So
but
we
he
already
does have
know
some moves on the
Hazamari
side.
is on Sweet Miracle here, right? So Hazamari
Boss
technically
in the
already
second.
has a cleanser versus Lua. So
Hey, Roger's there.
something that I would
6'4",
really love to
one of
see
these
here
two
from
players.
Haza is actually Bellion on 3.
That's right, Tori's still.
Right? Bellion with 3F can break through Celine. It can deny the soul burn from Lua. It has a lot of damage with 3F, right? Especially if you have mitigation in FCC. So, you know, we'll see if we can see this get picked up here, or if he's going to go for an alternative route with maybe with like Tori or something like that. But the problem with Tori is you won't be able to 1v1 Spirit Eye Celine here, right? So, very curious to see how Hazamari picks this, because he is second pick, if he overcommits on any style, KJ does have the opportunity to punish him with a 4-5 pick and ban last.
Ooh, is he stumped? 5 seconds on the clock.
I don't think so. He usually just goes all over.
And he actually goes hand guy and ML
Who's that guy,
shoe.
G-Club? We haven't seen him in a minute.
Wow.
Hand guy who
Amazing
provides
pickups, and wow, See, KJ is just fully ready, right? He sees the hand guy come out, and that's attack buff, immunity, barrier, right? So many buffs, rampage, right? For the Landy. Landy's gonna be ripping S3 over and over and over with Wall of Order and just pay extreme dividends, right? And because the Spirit Eye Celine is on an effect resistance build, that ARAS S2 is actually going to pull the Landy.
From Gomiami, at least one of them, and we saw how much damage he punched
Now,
out, especially when there's a lot of
KJ actually goes for DDR here. I think the DDR pick is okay, but ooh, Sharoon is not bad. I like it. I like it. Sharoon has enough effectiveness to tag Celine. It can S3 unbuffable, deny the Gab off of the Landy. Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Even without countering a specific unit.
Was the hand guy the pick? He wanted to guarantee a cleanser on 3 because if he doesn't pick a cleanser, right? He can if he goes like 2 neutral units with like a neutral unit with Shu, then he's stuck with 1 cleanser and Payra. He can ban one of them and play around it, right? So locking hand guy in there, depending on the build, is actually not too bad, right? And the thing is, banning the Landy is the most important because there's so much damage. Shu can be on Sweet Miracle. You can buff stack with the attack buff and the immunity on hand guy and the barriers, the 50% combat readiness on S3. So the DDR value actually goes like down a lot here.
Get it out of here.
All right, so Hazamare is going to get the first turn here, and he is most likely going to go for the S3 here to get the Rampage going, get the Swift Boots, get the combat readiness pushing so that he can really cycle with that Shu, gaining 50 combat readiness and the 20% Rampage speed buff, right? Now remember, Shu with Rampage, if she is like 280, like that thing just boosts up to like almost like 320, 330, 340 speed, right? So it's very fast, especially if you have hand guy pushing it with S1 as well. Now, is he going to try to kill the Celine straight up through Solitude? I don't think it's possible. So he doesn't go for it. He works around it, not wasting and proccing the Solitude rune, obviously. Now, if he S3s here, he will have 2-turn immunity, so the Lua is not going to be able to do anything, but he chooses not to. He wants to hold it here, which I think makes total sense.
Yeah, immunity still up there.
But you know what's one thing that he could have done? He could have generated enough souls here to just soul burn S1 with FCC to provoke the Celine, right? So I don't know if he's gonna regret it or not.
Oh well, it has a strip now, so you can get rid of a lot of
that proc Solitude rune as well. You see what I mean? If hand guy S3'd, he would have had enough to soul burn S1. So I don't know if Hazamare is going to be happy with that play he just made here.
The challenge for the team. Thumbs up.
All right, Spirit Eye Celine is going to go ahead and press that S3 here to get that immortality going, and we're most likely going to see DDR rip his buttons, right? He wants to get rid of that barrier as soon as possible. Oh, he actually goes for the S2 instead. Okay, so will we see ARAS S2? No. He wants to save the soul burns for ARAS, presses the S3, gets the defense buff up for the entire team, so he's a lot more durable. And Shu is just going to go for an S1 here on any target since he does have that Sweet Miracle.
Urban Shadow Shu had the Sweet Miracle.
S1 goes on the DDR here. All right. Now, hand guy, if he presses S3, it's going to get stripped by DDR. So he might hold it here.
And potentially skill 3 here if he wanted to.
Okay, so he does go for the S3.
Looks like we're going to do that. Get immunity, cleanse, and attack up for
all right.
the team.
Soul burn S1 on DDR is what I'm predicting. Or on ARAS, depending on which one he thinks is more going to be more of an issue here. I would probably go onto the DDR, right? Soul burn provoke, because you want to protect the Shu, right? Shu is going to be your win condition here, and if Shu laps with that Rampage, he can get that DDR out of the game very quickly. Especially if he gets a defense break here.
Somewhat more damage with Tooth, and Shu is also full stack.
Ooh, it actually does not go on the DDR. Surprising.
She does some
I mean, this S1's gonna boost Shu in front, right? He has Rampage. Oh, I would have put both of those hits into DDR, man. Because you want to just make sure the DDR dies, right? Unless he's just really confident in his Shu damage, then sure. But that's interesting. All right, let's see if this Shu is him. If this Shu is able to kill that DDR, I mean, he's in a really good spot.
Right, is trying to bait out each other's skills.
Who do we target? DDR on the radar.
Oh wow, man, that Shu is so real. All right, S1's gonna go with Payra here onto the
Exactly what
A-Ras here.
Hazama needed.
He doesn't want to
Kill.
risk potentially getting hit.
Deals extra damage,
Oh, it
but
is
we are already
Uberius Payra
prompt
actually.
of turns ago.
Soulburn S1 to deny the immunity, right? Man, dude, this FCC provoke Soulburn is so disgusting, man. So disgusting.
Out like that Raws S2 potentially. Give up immunity and prop
S2's gonna move here. Does strip off the defense buff off the A-Ras. Huge S2. Now Shu's gonna get an S1 here. This might potentially kill if it does enough damage.
Break the barrier.
He does have attack buff.
No more Venom since DDR is gone. Only the buffs remaining.
Not quite
The
there.
thing is though, Celine does have her free soul burn. One unit has died.
Now Celine is gonna have Nimble Sword here, so
Well, actually, let's see here.
will it have enough damage to kill this FCC?
Does he get enough?
Ooh,
Yeah,
it
he
does!
calculated
The
it. Now
Venom
he has 20 for
proccing!
another turn.
And he gets the immortality
And
back, and
the
DDR
game's
is gonna be
together.
coming back, and will the DDR be able to sway the
Why you
game
have
around?
A speed, somewhat speedy. Celine.
Oh, now we're gonna see the S3 coming up from the DDR here. Will it land the Venoms?
It's
It is
almost
Uberius 2
unfair.
Payra, so it is not gonna wake up here as it
She can
cannot
do
sweep Miracle.
damage, she can provide
Now the
buffs.
shoot is still
Are you
stealth,
saying
but
they
I
overbuffed
don't
her?
know. I don't know if Hasbro is gonna be able to clutch this out here.
I think the buff was great, Giga. I think it was balanced. You know what wasn't? Was that extra exclusive equipment. That thing is so strong.
Yeah, before she was relying on chances, right? But
All right, challenge is coming back on. I mean, I don't think
now
Hasbro is gonna
she
be
has a
very
buff,
happy
she
here.
procs it and gets attack up.
Ooh, he can go for A-Ras here.
Hazama Ray can
But A-Ras is just gonna be able to get a defense break here. It's gonna do a lot of damage.
extra damage.
We have souls too if we want a soul burn, but I mean we're 1 health, so I don't know how many more turns we got with this Roz. Yeah, don't rip the souls. Just get that. No D-break resist though.
Oh,
Ooh,
even
okay,
break
challenge
counter.
that. Dude, Spirit Eye Celine just has so many souls,
Roz
man.
dies from that damage share.
It just has so many souls.
Here we go though, another 40 souls now. Giga. We can take a million turns.
Yeah, Corbin, we
And
have
if
Oh,
anyone
so many
dies-
brother.
Yeah, and every unit that dies reduces the cooldown as well and gives more souls too. This unit is
I feel like this might just be a
ridiculous.
Celine showcase, man.
More turn.
It's
There
over.
it is. Another skill 3. My
Just
God.
keep the gate open. Why do you even close the gate?
This Celine unit is so disgusting, man.
Third, I believe.
It is so disturbing, dude.
Pestilence back. The whole team is ready. Now, no more immortality.
No
though.
cap, I'm going on Lua here.
On the Death Dealer Ray, at least.
You go on Lua here, and you're kind of fine.
And Shadow Shoe trying to put in some work here. Big damage
Oh,
coming out,
man.
actually. Not bad, not bad. And the
Hazama.
stealth here, stopping the Celine from killing the
Okay.
Hit, which is Urban Shadow Shoe.
Rampage is going to come up for the
And
Lone
the
Wolf
Swift.
Payra here. It is winnable.
Back for Payra now.
Yeah,
He is
he's
Tooth
giving
Payra.
so much
He might
sight,
be able to
so
do enough
much
damage
Swift
here.
attack for this
Rampage.
unit.
Oh, it didn't crit! Oh, that's
Look at the
huge!
damage she does now in Frenzy 5.
Oh, yeah. especially
That's
with his
huge! A-Ras still has an
pointed
S2!
out.
Payra,
If
you
he
know
dodges
what
here,
we
he
have
can
on
win
it.
this
Landed a hit,
game.
Which is huge. That's what Gomiami
Oh,
needed.
no. He stripped. Okay.
The funny
Wait,
thing is,
shoe
I
laps,
don't know
shoe
if
laps.
No, I think he
She
needed
has
30
Rampage
souls
and
to
speed. She
kill
laps,
that
she laps.
skill
Hit
point.
A-Ras,
Maybe
hit
if
A-Ras,
Roz
hit
is
A-Ras.
to get that cooldown back.
Hit A-Ras, hit A-Ras.
And Hazama.
Hit A-Ras. Go, 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 go. Lap, 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 lap. GG.
Okay.
Oh my god, what a match.
Should be it.
What a match. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Game 3.
What a fucking
That was a
beast, dude.
close one.
What a beast.
Man, even with a 3
What
Spirit
a
Gate from ML
beast.
Celine,
If you guys are new to the stream and you're just visiting for the first time, if you could drop a follow, it costs nothing. It helps me a lot with sponsorships and negotiating and stuff, so I'd really appreciate it. And for anyone that's already followed, thank you so much for your support.
Once against Hazamure in a tournament setting.
Oh, what happened? Oh, we're good.
and one of me
Alright, so
being
Luna and Firefly are going to be
straight
pre-banned out
wins.
by KJ here. And Acid and Luna pre-banned by Haza. He's like, you know what? I've seen your Acid.
Alright, Conquer.
I don't
Easy
wanna
wins
deal with it.
now. We have to go scroll back a little further.
Now, so many openers now. I mean, Conqueror Lilius's power is just at an all-time high now, right? So I'm very curious to see how Hazamure actually responds in this spot.
Many bands, when you scroll, you just see all these heroes darkened out, and you just scroll like, what do I have left?
Yeah, that's why I can't really play this mode either. Maybe in a best of 3, but oh my god, a best of 7? No way.
So already 16 from the pre-ban, and also 10 from Lunatic ban, so 26 now.
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
Blue Crow.
Blue Crow.
All right, Blue Crow being picked up here for Hazamare early on into the Conquer Lilius. We haven't seen Crow actually being picked up this early on in a draft.
Scrolling
We
through
talked about his
really
buffs. He
quick.
got quite a bit better.
Now, Bellion being picked up very early on for Hazamare here.
G-Clef, I think Gomiami might have some tech against a Bellion here, and I think we saw it earlier. I don't want to spoil the surprise just yet. We'll see if he even picks it.
I mean, DDR's out,
the plan
Shu is
destroyer?
out. So, I mean, Bellion's
Not
power is
quite.
just so high
Not
now,
quite.
right?
Another one that you
I'll take
barely
your
ever
life.
see.
Hey,
look at that. That's not what I'm talking about,
Robbie!
Luna. We-
That's
no.
something that we
Oh,
barely
in
ever see.
A-Time, we are
we haven't
turning
seen this
back
unit
the
as well in a
time. We're
long
going
while.
back a few seasons.
Yeah,
But
Back
you
to
know
the Conk APOC
what?
meta
Against
we
units like
go.
Bellion and,
The
Crow,
beauty
especially
of
since
the
Bellion's
Lunatic
taken
draft
away
mode,
from, injury builds. A lot of
reversing
them now are,
time.
3S
It's like
and
we're in a
counter
time machine,
speed.
ladies and gentlemen. Oh my
Those units like
days.
Spirit Eye Celine,
And
with
you know
those
why?
3S
A-Taiwan is so strong here because
Apocalypse Rock.
Meteor Koeric,
There's
the
been
number
years
one
of
counter
rage,
to this
but
draft,
Justin
is
isn't
Hand Guy.
alive anymore.
And because it is not
Actually,
available
so-
as it was
so
used
often.
in round
Especially
3,
with the injury
it can't be picked. So
Blue
Hazamare
Crow.
is forced to pick a weaker cleanser in the end here on 3.
That's the Fire Ravi got the buffs that she wanted, where
Oh,
she's
yeah.
kind of Fire Ravi's immune to the injury.
Oh yeah, you're certainly right. Diane in that protection. So what else is Hazamare thinking?
Well, he needs some damage here because Bellion alone is definitely not enough to combat the likes of Apocalypse Ravi. Maybe if it's on injury, but I highly doubt it.
Ooh, Spirit or Green Celine being picked up here by Hazamare. I mean, I don't know if KG even cares about that, right? Like, Celine's gonna have a hard time killing A-Ravi,
Yep.
and he has mitigation on A-Tywin. It might even be protection set. He gets Vigor, which is an extra 30% defense. So, it's very, very problematic here.
A-Ravi can revive, right? Yes, her kid is still there, but it's, I think, with so many buffs, it's somewhat harder.
You know what I think would be? Oh my god, I was about to say F10A. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, if you land unbuffable redirect provoke, you get a defense break. You have Conk dragging A-Ravi potentially. You pick a DPS on 5 here. You have 2 death breakers. I mean, KJ's draft is just amazing in round 4 right now.
As well on his abilities if he is buffed up.
The red guy. Oh, Carrot.
No way. No way.
Hold up, Carrot's actually legit. Wait, Rylet now?
Rylet being picked! Oh my god! What a fucking Chad! What a fucking Chad! He is so fucking based. Oh my god. He just want to pick a DPS that has a fighting chance versus the Celine, and Rylet has that dodge, has the vigor, has the prot set. I mean, has the Aureus. I mean, this is just a banger, ladies and gentlemen. This is a banger.
Interesting.
Now, A-Meru being picked up by Hazamare. Great pickup here. Great pickup, because if it does get provoked, it can seal, but there's so many units that Hazamare is going to have to seal here. I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Passive could potentially remove the seal on a different unit.
I'm not Violet.
Now, A-Meru getting banned out, and Fairy Tale Tenebria is going to be banned, so, oh man, KJ is going to have a field day. If it drags A-Ravi, that's good. If it drags Rylet, it's good. If it drags A-Tywin, it'll sap souls. Every single drag is good. Now, into the match we go. Conquer Lilius is going to take the first turn. We do see the Sweet Miracle at 22.6k coming out from KJ. Now, he's going to want to contemplate if he wants the S3. He actually holds it, goes for the S1 onto the belly in here, drags the Rylet, grabs him one focus here. Now, Bellion, if he rips an S3, it will proc Rage for A-Tywin into an AoE defense break as there's no immunity provider since the Hand Guy was picked in the last game. And Dien is going to go for the S3 here, granting that anti-crit and anti-penetration here. Now, I don't think Bellion is going to want to rip an S3, but even if it goes S1, if it procs that S2, it is still going to proc Rage, and he does go for the S3, gets that defense buff up for himself here, try to maybe push back that A-Tywin, procking the Rage here, and it pushes his combat readiness back on the A-Ravi, but not on A-Tywin.
half res.
And that is a natural dual attack. Rylet's already at 3 focus stacks here. Crowd will be able to get a defense buff here and potentially push back onto the ae-KARINA here. I'm surprised he didn't go for a provoke there, but, you know, Celine is most likely just going to hold the S1 here, wanting to wait for that attack buff here, either if Conquer Lilius presses or if DN presses S2 to provide attack buff.
Do you go for the risk?
And will Hasmare try to just go for an S3 YOLO? I don't think so. S1 onto the ae-KARINA, most favorable target here. DN is going to be able to S2 here to grant some combat readiness to the team here, pushing herself as well. And ae-KARINA does have rage. S3 is going to go. Is he going to land 4 out of 4 or 8 out of 8 here? Stun, defense break. He lands. He lands almost everything. He lands 6 out of 8 here. Immediately, KJ is taking the opportunity here. S1 onto the DN here. Try to get rid of the cleanser early on here. Conqueror Lily is contemplating if he wants to press S3 and waking up the DN, or waking up the Celine. Does not. Drags the Aravi again onto the DN here. Huge S3 coming out from Aravi, and Rylet does still have S3. Goes for the S3, lands the crit onto the DN. The DN is going to be sniped out of the match here. All of the tempo is going into the ways of KJ here. Celine still missing the turn now, and Conqueror Lilius is gonna still have S3. And he is gonna press it now, as the Celine is not gonna be able to cut here, and it will be able to reveal her since she wasn't able to have 2 turns stealth at the start of the turn. S2 goes onto the Rylet, but it misses, and it tanks it. Puts him at 4 focus stacks, and now the Celine is gonna be losing total value. Oh my god, 16k through Aureus onto the Bellion. S1 kills it. Goes to S2, goes into the Bellion. It's going to also kill Bellion 2 for 1. And the Rylet is shining high and bright in the sky, proccing the Holy Sack as well. And even with that S3, it will not be enough. KJ is going to take round number 4, bringing the series back to a 2-2. What a game. Is everything okay so far? Am I yelling too much, guys? Do I need to be quieter? Talk more? Give me feedback, guys. I'm trying to improve at casting, so let me know. Alright? Any feedback is, even if you're flaming me, it's fine. Any feedback is good. Your cooking is good. No, it's good. Okay. Alright, thank you.
Tied score. I love it. I love it.
So that, G-Clef, that's how you bring back units like Apocalypse Ravi into the meta.
You're right.
You just ban 20, 30 other units.
But Robbie didn't do.
Alrighty, pre-ban's gonna be FCC Lomo Pera, Abyssal Euphian, and Urban Shadow Shoe.
Listen, if the match
Now, KJ, learning from game number 3, not wanting to give Hasmare the Lone Wolf Pera and the Urban Shadow Shoes, taking the Spirit Eye Celine this time here, and KJ immediately not wasting any time here, picking up the Hellion Lua as one of the strongest openers. As you can see, so many heroes are now pre-banned, and that Conqueror Lilius, the Celine, the Bellion, everything that counters is out of the game. And he picks up Tori as a neutral DPS as well. Great pickup here.
Yeah, so game 5, it's a little bit back to the normal. You see some powerful units. We have that Hellion Lua with the Tori. And then the first pick, Spirit Eye Celine, which both Hasmare and Gomiami are not.
Now, you can see, right, Mort banned, Celine banned, Amaru banned, Bellion banned. Like, all these characters that cause a lot of problems for the Hellion Lua are gone. Right? Pera, Lone Wolf Pera, Luna. See, like, every single character is fucking pre-banned. So, Hellion Lua stonks are just at an all-time high right now, ladies and gentlemen.
You really want? You know what? I want to see this bystander walk him out too. That's the one that won him $4,000.
Oh,
EJB and Aras coming out for Hasmare.
Yeah, he's got the barrier inversion, but
those are some great picks, man. Those are some great picks. You know why? It's great because Tori, if you bring any prot set, or if she's on Feed of Criticism, which is her own artifact, which grants her a barrier up to 100% of her attack at max, right? If DJB S2s inverts the barrier, it's going to be a huge problem here. Now, KJ not backing down, picks up the Frida, the first Frida we've actually seen this entire tournament cast, right? Great option here, right? It doesn't care if you obviously Bellion's out of the field, but it grants you attack buff, soul burn, cleanse, free souls, tempo, everything, right? Now, KJ picked up the
such a
P flan
fitting
here,
skin
noticing
to
that
acquire.
Hazamare doesn't have a lot of cleanser outside of the DJB. So Hazamare actually picks up the Elagos here to try to get a little bit of the tempo back in the match here. And the Green Sid! That Green Sid can snipe out Frida turn 1, right?
Combo.
Can you respond?
MLK!
So martial arts thing we didn't mention yet.
I mean,
is that
Hazamare
he got
is
a little
going
bit of
to
a buff
post-ban
too.
the
Now,
MLK
whenever
for
he found
sure.
the procs on
And
skill
Spirit
one-
Iceland gets banned out
Okay, well,
by
you know what? I'm not
KJ
gonna talk
here.
about it anymore 'cause it got banned out.
Oh man, I mean,
I was
this is
excited
gonna
for
be
this.
who goes first, ladies and gentlemen.
Very cool unit. Another sort of a planet
Because
destroyer
Elagos
punch, but
is gonna
not
proc
be
closer
game, we'll see.
if Sid gets a kill, right, guys?
Starting with Elagos.
Elagos takes the first turn
Oh my
here.
God. We've seen
With
damage
the
he can do.
Lua
Wait,
following
some
closely
VIKCHUN
behind,
Sid
though.
here?
Now, who is he going to want to S3 here? There is no barrier on the Tori. He does throw that S3 damage out, and this will push the Sid forward here with his artifact of an offer you can't refuse. Alexa's Basket!
Yes, basket.
He's going to be able to rip an S3 here. Will he want to chance it onto the Pyro Captain Flan, or will he just try to go onto the Frida to get the kill and proc the Elagos closer here? S3 goes onto the Frida, one-shots it, procs the closer now.
Into the bomb out of the Tori.
Into the Tori headshot. Alexa Basket granting him an attack buff with speed buff now. S1, defense breaks. Now the DJB is right there. He is going to be able to S3, and KJ surrenders. Taking a convincing victory in game number 5. Hazamare is now leading the series at 3-2. Will we see this series go the distance? Will KJ, with first pick now, be able to sway the game back to his side and bring it back to a 3-3 so we can see a game number 7?
Full game with everyone around the world, so we will see.
All right, Conquer Lilith and Closer Charles being pre-banned by Hazman right here, and DDR Mary actually being pre-banned by KJ. I mean, dude, there's 32 units in pre-ban with an additional 10 units from last round. So we're looking at 42 units not available in Lunatic Draft mode right now. Holy shit, gentlemen. Oh my days. How does Lunatic Draft feel compared to previous tournaments? It's very fun, very different. All right, so KJ actually goes for ae-Taiwan first pick here, and Hazamare actually picking up ML Sharoon to try to counteract the stun from ae-Taiwan. I don't hate that pickup here.
Oh, but it's against the Taiwan stun. I'm losing my. I'm losing.
And
track of
additionally,
heroes. Yes.
Sure, but before when she didn't get buffed to get that extra, I believe is the unbuffable, she used to just have that class debuff, right? Where if you only have one debuff against Taiwan, nothing sticks. However, if you have two debuffs, he's going to cleanse the first one, which will be the unbuffable, and that class debuff will stick, meaning defense break on Knights and Soul Weavers, attack break on all the offensive classes.
Also, I just want to say, I appreciate everybody watching my stream, doing the co-cast, or co-stream, and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. All right. So, Hazamare on the second pick here, really taking his time here, and actually goes for Laya. Okay. Laya being picked up is interesting. Will we see a DN be picked up by KJ here to try to provide himself with some anti-penetration? And KJ says, no, I'm going with ae-Ravi here as an anchor.
Look at the ae-Pak Ravi again, G-Clef. The injury on S1, he's going to grind.
Now, remember, chat, the last game, Hangai wasn't available as it was used in game number 4, remember. Like I said earlier, Hangai is a great counter into ae-Taiwan. All right? So if he goes Hangai on 3, Hazamare is going to be in a really good spot. He's going to have Laya win con, he can pick another DPS on 4, right? But the problem is, Hazamare is going to have to show his last 2 picks, or his 4-5 here, right? And then KJ can ban last. So KJ, recognizing this, the great player that he is, takes away the hand guy, denying Hazamare from picking the best cleanser in the game versus ae-Taiwan. Hazamare has Faithless Litica geared! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! We are living in a simulation. Faithless Litica is an amazing pick here because it can reset Hangai for 4 turns and deny that ability of putting up the immunity and the cleanse. What an amazing pick. And BBK, a
Bloody
DPS that can
Karin.
piggy off of the Emil Sharoon
He made
defense
the
break.
house.
What an amazing pick coming out from Hazamare here. This is just amazing matchup knowledge from the years and years and years of experience of playing Epic 7.
On this ambitious Tywin.
And there's not much of... There's some fixed damage, but I don't really see, like, injuries coming out from Hazamare.
Now, if you're KJ here, I mean, how do you even play this spot? If you pick anything that has anything remotely to speed, you don't know how fast this Faith Litica is going to be. It could potentially turn into a dead pick and it can get ignored, right? Ooh, the double Ravi! He picked the Hazama Ravi into him!
You know he likes
Oh!
yes.
And warriors are amazing into Sharoon because she can't defense break them, right? And we see young Senya get picked up here.
Okay. We don't have the Earth combo there, but he still can press some buttons.
And right now, the UI, it's kind of confusing with these many pre-ban heroes, guys. I know, but for the tournament, they will go through a big UI update. So don't worry. I'm pretty sure it will look a lot nicer.
Alright, so Sylvian Sage Vivian is a decent pickup, right? It's immune to debuffs, right? It doesn't care about attack down, doesn't care about stun, doesn't care about defense break or whatever. And it can 1v1 a Ravi. It can 1v1 Ravi. It can do a lot here, right? So this is going to be a lot of damage though, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a lot of damage. Alright, Hazamare taking the first turn here with the Faithless Litica here. Not even on Guiding Light here with Elegant Candle! What a tech! And he's going to go for the S3 onto the hand guy here, looking for the reset here. And he does get the reset. And the defense break! Oh my god! Everything is locked and loaded for the Sylvian Sage combo into the BBK. He can go for the S1, but he's going to opt to go for the S2 instead to get the combat readiness here. And Sylvian Sage is going to be right there. The Spirit Purification procs on KJ, but it does not matter. He's going to go for the S3 here. No attack buff. S3, boom! It doesn't kill! But the Sylvian Sage Vivian is going to be able to drop an S3 as well. With a Soul Burn, with 5 focus, it's going to hit twice. Soul Burn does one. Counterattack from the Hazama Ravi here. Sacred Scythe procs. And the Young Senya is going to also proc as well. But will this be enough? I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen.
He's activating here.
And then another S1 comes through here. Oh man, is Fire Ravi gonna be able to clutch this versus a 1 HP BBK? If it's gonna be able to stun that BBK, I mean there is a chance it wins. There is no chatty on the Sylvian Sage here, and that brings it to almost 1 HP. Ravi's at 100 fighting spirit. Will this S3 be enough to kill? Will BBK resist this? Will this stun? It misses the stun on BBK. With Alexis Basket, it's going to have an S1 here, and the attack was going to stick. And Laya's going to be having an S1 with the Gab on BBK. Will this be enough damage to kill the Fire Ravi? And it's not enough. That S1's going to proc Sacred Slightly heals her to 11.3 KHP, kills the BBK. And with against all odds, KJ's Ravi turns the tides. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Those chickens too early.
What a Fire Ravi gigabanger!
With 28 bans from the pre-bans.
Wow!
Oh my god!
And KJ is able to bring it back to a game number 7, picking the Ravi versus Hazama Ravi. And we all know that was just absolute cinema. That's Hazamare's skin after winning E7 World Cup to develop a skin for Ravi. And that was also the unit to bring him to a demise. What a game 6. Wow, wow, wow. Into game 7 we go for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen. Hazamare is going to have that first pick here. How is he going to play it this time?
Except for the duplicating bans.
The most bans we've seen yet.
Yeah, but up to 28 bans from the pre-bans and 10 added from the Lunatic bans. So 38 almost.
Holy.
What?
I definitely don't even have.
Oh, Celine, Elagos, Naqual, Albedo getting banned in game number 7.
I don't have 38 units geared for RTA.
Wow. That's 48 units banned.
I think that's why we kinda
And
saw that
Helion
Lunatic
Lua getting picked up by Hazamare
quite surprising.
without
Helion
even
Lua
thinking
very
about it.
strong, so
All
Hazamare
the other
getting
good
access to
openers
that
are
is gonna be
banned.
very beneficial.
Laya's
Alias
banned.
Backlog
Celine's
also
banned.
gone.
I mean,
Albedo
every problematic
and
unit for
Celine.
Helion Lua is
Yeah,
out of
so
the picture,
most
and
of the knights are
Hazamare
kinda
is
out
in
of the
a
picture.
great
Good
spot.
top-tier tanks
And
are
without
gone.
wasting any time here, KG actually picks up the Bellion to try to deny the Soul Burn
We're gonna prevent any soul burn. This
into
is soul burn this
the Helion
Lua
Lua. And
character.
Tori is an
Just heal up
amazing
real
pick.
quick.
An amazing pick. This matchup, right, is no longer that good, right? Bellion with that 3F is going to be extremely problematic for the Tori.
That these two players are just scrolling through what's available.
Right?
And we
Ocean
see
Breeze
the
Luluka,
Ocean
you know,
Breeze
that's a
Luluka
good
actually
soul
picked
reaver when
up
there's not
by
a lot of
KJ
buffs
here.
available. Ice cream buffs, defense
Right,
buffs.
LRK is banned,
Yeah,
right?
especially when you have
So the
Bellion on your
stonks
side,
of LRK
it's
is
good.
not
Looking
possible,
for the
right?
longer game. I think Gomyang Mi
She
really
has
threw
some
the
debuffs
question.
available as well when she sends in the truck.
Yeah, that's right. And ice cream's always tasty. Might just need an extra ice cream. When we
Bro,
go
no
on the
cap.
podcast today.
No
Yeah,
cap.
My treat, G-Glove.
Solitary on 3.
Okay. Azuma,
Let me fucking see
what
it,
you
bro.
got? I'm pretty sure Azuma, Gomyang Mi, they have plenty of pools still left. And the favorites, they have selected for RTA. Oh, Evo Celine's still
Ooh,
available?
Spirit Eye
Wow,
Celine and
it was
A
actually
Ras
picked
being picked up by Hazmare here. Not caring about the 3F and denying the Soul Burn. Cage is gonna have to pick some really freaking good picks here on 3-4 to try to counteract Hazmare's draft right now.
Ooh, this is looking kind of bad for Gomyami.
Gomyang Mi, do you still like to play Ravi, the double Ravi, or who,
Now, there could
which
be
is not
some
available from the last
interesting-
Lunatic match?
Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you can always go back in the stream and catch the matches if you missed any matches after this game 7. All right,
So no
and the VODs will all be
Yamsen, yeah, no
posted
Sharu,
afterwards.
No BBK.
All right, so Mort is banned here. So Blood Moon
Yeah,
Haste
Hazmare.
and Amiki are very, very strong here,
I
actually.
mean, his draft is already pretty well rounded. Pick up another damage dealer here, but we got an opener, we got some mitigation. There's no way Tori's available, right? And, eventually?
What do you even pick here?
Tori might be available. Yes, Tori's available.
Ooh,
I mean, I could still see Solitaria.
Ice Payra's
There's an
already
Amiki
gone.
though.
If you take
Ice
Solitaria, he
Payra
has no
and
cleanser.
Payra
That was
also
an early,
gone.
that was
Right?
a very early pre-ban targeted from Gomyami.
I'm not too late.
Ooh, DN.
And okay.
So what else?
We need one more damage
One
dealer
more
though.
damage from
Solitaria.
Hazama. 13
Solitaria
seconds.
GG.
What do we?
Solitaria
Have some
GG.
tank, and who can get the barrier and survive.
Solitaria GG, ban
The
last.
thing is, he needs something that can last because the Gomyami's got a lot of bulk on his side.
The one on the back.
A lot of units that don't die easily.
Gala.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
There's
Galililius.
one of those that can cut through tanks.
A very strong unit on the Epic
Oh my
TFT.
god. Okay, Kayron has to be banned. You have to ban Kayron.
We saw him pick this earlier in an actual real game.
Kayron's gonna
Not
one-shot your whole
exhibition.
team. You have to ban
With
Kayron.
two, with Twitch.
Where's
Kayron.
Marzu? Where's Marzu? Where's Marzu? He's gonna start fucking coming fucking buckets, dude. Where's Marzu? Where's Marzu? Marzu's fucking favorite unit is picked in game 7.
Right?
I don't know.
For
I don't know if
the,
that's. I don't
for
think
the
you have
souls
to.
for Celine, you just get so much. And the post-bans are. Gala
Oh,
and
he
Ice
banned his
Cream Truck taking it
cleanser.
out.
Okay, so he wants to take out some of that sustain, that D up.
Holy crap, he's gonna try to all in the. He's gonna. Whoa. Wait, Hazamare is in like an all or nothing situation here.
The debuffs that come out from the truck.
It all comes down to this. Okay, no prize, but this is all for pride.
That's right. These two have a history.
Oh, they're using all the time for the imprints. Okay, finally. We're going into the final game.
Oh
of
my
game
god.
7.
Alright.
Are you people?
Spirit Eye
Here
Celine
we
does
go.
have the barrier from the protection set, allowing him the nimble sword on turn number 1. But if it's not on an effect resistance build, that Amiki can potentially provoke it, and you definitely don't want that to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Goes on to the Blood Moon Haste here. It is Proof of Valor here. S1 does 12k damage. Hey, Purple! Oh shit, I shouldn't have said anything. I'm so sorry. 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 Helion Lua does go for the S3 here.
Crazy.
Will he be able to land any provokes here?
Okay, the provokes.
Lands 3 out of 4, not bad. He does have a lot of tempo here with the DN, with the Helion Lua. He is not out of it, ladies and gentlemen.
I think he needs barrier, right?
You don't need barrier. You don't need barrier. You don't need barrier. You don't need barrier. Barrier's gonna proc from Aras.
Oh, yes.
But he might want to just get tempo here, because he can get attack buff into Soulburn S2. Or no, sorry, he can just S2 defense break. Defense break, headshot. Oh, another counter from Mizuki, but it does proc the Solitude Rune and the Guardian Ice Crystal, so he is going to have a ton of life to live still. Bellion is going to be taking a lot of the challenge damage from the Hellion Lua passive here. S3 is going to be able to provide him with a defense buff. And we do see it get provoked again, and it only lands on the Hellion Lua, but that DN is getting a ton of CR. That S1 is going to strip off the defense buff here. Now, DN still does have S3 available to cleanse. Now, is Celine going to have enough damage to kill off this Blood Moon Haste? It's now or nothing.
Yep.
Does he even...
He sure does.
Does he need it now? With this many buffs?
I don't think so.
And Kayron is provoked.
In the blink of
He's counting the turns for the Kayron, right? This S1's going to go. It doesn't kill! It doesn't kill! Oh my god! S1, will this finish? It finishes it. Okay. Oh my god, that Kayron is coming down and zooming down the CR bar. If that Kayron gets an S3, this game might be over, ladies and gentlemen. That Kayron is coming right around the corner. Will it have enough damage to end the game? Will it have enough damage to end the game right here, right now, for all the marbles for game number 7? And 3F procs! It doesn't strip the barrier off the Celine, though, and it's not enough to proc! 100 is still provoked! Spirit Eye Celine is going to be able to get the S3, get the immortality here, with the Kayron's going to get the 100% fighting spirit here with the 100% combat readiness. He will be able to get the S3, but everything does have immortality here. Oh, no, no, no. Actually, Kayron does not get the combat readiness here. It was provoked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Counter? He counters? Okay. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. He wants to get the combat readiness here. He wants the combat readiness to cycle, which is why he's hitting the Kayron here, right? ae-KARINA is still gets a lot of CR dual attack that gives him 20 combat readiness, 30 combat readiness, and he's zooming down the CR bar here. Aras is still sitting around here. He doesn't have that S2 or S3 available. He does have that S1 though. S1 counter from the ae-KARINA, it doesn't strip, it doesn't do enough damage. He's not going to be able to strip it with the Lua or provoke it.
It's not looking good, but don't
Oh my god. Oh my god, he has attack buff. Is he going to go for a kill onto the Belly here? Is he going to want to try to proc the ae-KARINA here and try to get a provoke with the Lua S1? He already knows that Lua has enough effectiveness to land onto the ae-KARINA here. He does go for the winning play here. Procs it. No counter. Does he provoke it? He does! He gets it! He gets it! He got the provoke! I don't know if KJ is going to have enough juice with the ae-KARINA. No counter from the Bellion either here. Spirit Celine is going to be able to get another Nibble Sword as he does have possession right now. S1 does go onto the Bellion here. No counter from ae-KARINA either! Oh my days! S2 is going to go into the Kayron here, proccing another counter here, providing him with more combat readiness. Lua does have that S3 available here, and the DN is still right there. S3 coming out, putting up the anti-penetration for the entire team here. Hellion Lua does not have enough souls to soul burn, but we will be ripping that S3 here, and that ae-KARINA is going to lose all of her value. But as the game is going to progress further and further into the match with the Frenzy, if Hazamare is not able to finish the Kayron, if he is able to get an S3, that might make the difference, ladies and gentlemen. And ae-KARINA is down for the count. Spirit Eye Celine is going to go for an S1 into the Kayron as he does not have counter buff right now. Does a little bit less than half. Hellion Lua with the challenge is going to do some more chip damage onto the Kayron here. And KJ is just hands up, knowing that he cannot do anything to control his fate. Aras with the challenge, S1 doing more damage, misses. And the FF coming from KJ. Game 7 going over to the E7 World Cup 2024 winner, Hazamare, and the Lunatic Draft Mode Tournament winner of today, Hazamare, once again proving to the world why he is still crowned #1 again and again.
It was very close.